consequences. Criminal charges have been lodged against those daycare workers who terrified their young charges by confronting them wearing a screen mask. First they lost their jobs. Now, as Stephen Fabian reports, they are facing some serious charges. The video shocked the nation. Daycare workers scaring toddlers with a screen mask. The little ones shrieking and crying in utter terror. The mother of this 2-year-old girl gave Inside Edition permission to show her face. It's heartbreaking. Now, 4 of those daycare workers have been criminally charged with felony child abuse. A 5th was charged with assault. 3-year-old Jaxie is still traumatized and has been drawing pictures of the monster. And she said, Caitlin Johnson's 2-year-old son Pierce was chased around the daycare by the monster as another grown-up laughs and encourages her. This is a place where you drop your... The daycare in Hamilton, Mississippi has been shut down. The 5 workers on duty that day were fired, and if convicted, face jail time. One daycare worker posted a tearful apology on social media. If I could take it back, I would. But that's too little too late for the moms of these terrified children. Well, LA County's progressive DA George Gascon under fire once again for soft-on-crime policies, this time surrounding a child molester serving only 2 years in a juvenile facility, and that's because at the time of the attack in 2014, he was just 2 weeks from turning 18, and that inmate, who is now a transgender woman, is charged with first-degree murder in a separate case. Let's bring in Eric Siddall, Vice President of Los Angeles County Association of Deputy District Attorneys. Eric, this case brought a lot of attention because remember we had the tapes of her calling her father and saying, George Gascon, gotta get me out of this. Now that we have this new development, what do you make of it?
Well, good morning. Nothing that's happened in this case should be surprising because when you have a district attorney like George Gascon, who only represents the interest of defendants and criminals, this is what's going to happen. People like Tubbs are going to get the minimal treatment by Los Angeles County. And basically, we have to rely on real law enforcement agencies like Kern County's district attorney to actually handle these types of cases. When you have the fox guarding the chicken house or the chicken coop, why are you shocked when the chickens are all murdered? And that's really what we have right now. We have a district attorney who purposely represents the defendants. Well, the defendants already have a defense lawyer. They don't need a prosecutor also representing them.
I thought this was pretty interesting. This is Shay Sana, the original prosecutor of the Tubbs molestation case, said very rarely is Tubbs in compliance with anything. The Gascon administration is like a second defense attorney. There's 2 defense attorneys in the room right now, and there's nobody representing the victim and public safety. I'm assuming you agree with that.
100%. I mean, look, in our adversarial system, we have a prosecutor and we have a defense lawyer. My father was a public defender, so I honor, respect the defense side. I think it's important, but you need to have a prosecutor in the room that's actually defending public interest, public safety, and defending the rights of victims. And really, we don't have that right now in Los Angeles.
Also, tell me a little bit more about this case, because it's interesting. There's a case against Akira Keishel Smith, accused of murdering her 4-year-old daughter, facing a 25-year sentence due to the state's 3 strikes law. But as I understand it, Gascon is trying to take 2 of the previous strikes and make them misdemeanors, which would mean, I guess there wouldn't be 3 strikes?
Well, so that's the other issue that's been going on. Right now, not only do we have the George Gascon protecting defendants and not holding them accountable, he's refusing to follow the laws of the state of California. Our association, the Association of Deputy District Attorneys, actually had to go to court to force him to do his job to enforce the laws of the state of California. 3 strikes is a very popular law. It was passed in 1994. It was again reaffirmed in 2012. And he refuses to follow that public policy. And again, we shouldn't be surprised. He's a defense lawyer. He surrounds himself by radical public defenders. They write his policy. So again, nothing that is happening in Los Angeles is shocking, because really what is happening in LA is what's supposed to be happening when you have a defense lawyer who's running the largest prosecutorial agency in the United States.
Yeah. fascinating and worrisome. I remember when 3 strikes was passed and then reaffirmed, as you said, in 2012.
No. One. Hit. No.
No. You're right.
No. I can't breathe. You talking, you're breathing. I can't breathe.
You're all right.
I'm dead.
You're not dead.
Please.
You're fine.
Hey, man.
Anybody got bigger than
Ah!
Yes. Let it go.
No.
Not even the shoes on my
We've already been out there once. It's going to be the last rest.
No, he's fine.
I'm keeping as far as we can use them. It was. Hell, I was just playing.
any of y'all need these?
It's
All powder, anything like that?
Come on, man. You don't act right. You ain't been acting right.
Yeah. Yeah, watch that bag, Ryan.
And welcome back. A Round Rock ISD administrator is no longer working at a special education school after video appears to show him grab a student and toss him into a wall. The State Board for Educator Certification is now investigating the educator for alleged misconduct. And Gatesay investigator Kelly Wiley is joining us now. So, Kelly, what do we see in this video? Well, this happened last school year in April at Goals Learning Center. It's a school for kids with special needs, but specifically emotional disturbance. The room you see the 14-year-old standing in is the cool-down room. He was removed from Tuesday for yelling and cursing at a teacher. That's according to an email from the school's director of special education services. Video shows the student leaning against the wall for over a minute before an administrator comes over. When the student tries to leave, video shows the administrator grab the student and toss him back into the room when the student slides into the wall and hits his head. 2 teachers witnessed this. Afterward, you see the student get up and threaten to punch the teachers and the administrator before they restrain him on the ground for more than 4 minutes. So where does all of this stand right now? There's a couple of things. Well, the school district said it's conducted its own investigation, but the outcome is a confidential personnel matter, according to the district. They did say the administrator no longer works at that campus, but is still employed doing administrative duties at the central office. The TEA is also investigating this educator and has been since May. The records show the Texas Department of Family Protective Services